Growing a business is kind of tricky right now. Supply chains are squeezed, tariffs and trade policies are dynamic, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. You need clarity to come out on top. Without it, you risk falling behind. If only you could hop in the DeLorean and see the future, right? Thankfully, there's NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite has real-time forecasting to help you move ahead with confidence. This is your AI-powered business management suite and the #1 cloud ERP. Trusted by over 42,000 businesses, NetSuite brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. And with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. Hey, I get it. You've worked really hard to build up your business, and it's doing great. So great that you need help now. The most important thing for your business is to hire the right people to support it. So how can you find amazing candidates quickly? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you stand out and hire fast. And with Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, Sponsored Jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. And it's one of the largest databases of job seekers, too, giving business owners access to a wide range of candidates. And one of the things I love most about Indeed is the job alerts feature. I get notified when new candidates apply. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/smartpassive. Just go to Indeed.com/smartpassive right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/smartpassive. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring Indeed is all you need. You spent months building towards launch day, but when the clock hits 0, your site crashes. Bots swarm, and loyal fans rage on Reddit. That's not good. Fanfare was built to stop that. Fanfare is the drop platform made for high-pressure moments, stampede-proof infrastructure, verified waitlists, and bot filters that actually work. Instead of refunds and rage, you get retention and revenue. And that sounds great to me. Your next launch shouldn't be a gamble. Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook and learn how to bulletproof your drop at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, that's fanfare.io/playbook.
Welcome to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, where it's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now, your host. He loves to go fishing with his dad, Pat Flynn.
Still using a copy-paste website? Break the template trap with Framer. Whether you're overwhelmed by traditional site builders or frustrated with cookie-cutter designs, Framer gives you the freedom to create a site that's professional, polished, and uniquely yours. Framer is the design-first, no-code website builder that lets anyone ship a production-ready site in minutes. It's free to start, allowing you to browse hundreds of pixel-perfect templates or even design something on your own on a totally blank canvas. Add bold animations like appear effects, text effects, parallax scrolling, scroll animations, looping animations, and much more in seconds. The built-in AI handles the heavy lifting, generating starter layouts, and can even translate your entire site to any language. Ready to build a site that looks hand-coded without hiring a developer? Launch your site for free at framer.com and use code SPI to get your first month of pro on the house. That's framer.com, promo code SPI. Framer.com, promo code SPI. Rules and restrictions may apply. Do you know the secret to businesses that are scaling faster than ever? They're using Upwork to tap into a diverse pool of skilled freelancers across various industries. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more. Experts who are ready to help you take your business to the next level. I've personally used Upwork myself and can vouch for it. Posting a job on Upwork is easy. With no cost to join, you can register, browse freelancer profiles, get help drafting a job post, or even book a consultation. From there, you connect with freelancers that get you and can easily hire them to take your business to the next level. Upwork makes the entire process easier, simpler, and more affordable with industry-low fees. Post a job today and hire tomorrow with Upwork. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That is Upwork.com to post your job for free and connect with top talent ready to help you grow your business. That's Upwork.com. Again, Upwork.com. Hey, everybody, what's up? Welcome to the 9th session of the Smart Passive Income Podcast. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to answer a quick question before we get into our featured content, and that is, hey, Pat, how often are you going to be publishing these podcasts? Great question. I've actually been asked this quite often because it seems kind of random right now. And I just want to let you know that I will be publishing a new podcast episode at least once every 2 weeks. And I know a lot of you out there want more because you've told me. And I'm just trying to balance everything that I have going on right now. All the blog posts that I've been writing on smartpassiveincome.com, which is obviously my hub for everything I do. All the niche sites that I'm working on right now, especially ones for the niche site duel, which right now, if you're following along, I'm sitting at number 3 in Google, and I am seeing a lot of income come in each day just through AdSense ads. I'm going to implement some other monetization strategies, but things are going really well. If you want to learn exactly what that's all about, you can go to smartpassiveincome.com/niche site duel, and that's where a buddy of mine, Tyrone, challenged me to start a niche site. We're doing this together to see who can make the most money, rank the highest in Google, and I'm already sitting at number 3, which is totally awesome. So yeah, I have that going on, all the YouTube videos, all the projects I'm working on for software like WordPress plugins and iPhone apps and all this other stuff. So right now, I'm going to be publishing a new podcast episode every 2 weeks, and I'm sorry if that's not as often as you'd like. It's not as often as I'd like, but that's what I can handle right now. And sometimes you just have to know what you can handle in order to make things work. So, that's it for now. If I do happen to have other episodes on hand, which I do, and I feel like it's appropriate, I will publish, maybe once a week. But it fills up a spot on my Monday, Wednesday, Friday blogging schedule at smartpassiveincome.com when I do publish a podcast. So I have to take that in consideration. So yeah, twice a week. And just from all that stuff I've been talking about, all the things I've been working on lately, you might think to yourself, hey, Pat, dude, you're working on a ton of stuff. How is that passive income? I don't get it. Well, the thing is, I could literally stop working right now, stop all my businesses, not put in any more work, and I believe I would be okay for the next 2 to 3 years as far as income is concerned, pending any crazy major things happening like, I don't know, Google being shut down or things in certain industries that I'm in totally changing. So I don't have to worry too much about that. But, I'm building up my passive income portfolio, as I like to call it. I'm adding to it. Like the tagline of this show says, work hard now so you could reap the benefits later. And I want a lot of benefits later. That's why I'm working hard now. And, it might seem like I'm putting in 12-hour days. Well, honestly, I'm only putting 4 hours in a day. But I don't have to, but I'm choosing to do that. Mostly with most of my work is for stuff like this, the podcast, the blog, which aren't even my primary income streams. I mean, most of my income streams come from other projects. The Smart Passive Income podcast and the Smart Passive Income blog, those are things that I just created to help other people and help you realize that this stuff really is possible. It is possible to make a living online or make some extra income online, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm not charging anything right now. And it doesn't even feel like work to me because I'm having so much fun. I'm helping so many people. People are emailing me saying really wonderful things, and it just keeps me going. So thank you so much for all your support, really. So with all that said, let's just jump right into the featured content. And I'm super stoked because I have a special guest. Her name is Nicole Dean from NicoleOnTheNet.com. Nicole spelled Nicole, and she's a rock star. She's awesome. Nicole, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome.
Awesome. Well, actually, everyone out there, I heard about Nicole a while ago through Mark Mason from masonworld.com, who you know from the very first interview we've had on the Smart Passive Income podcast. That was in session number 2, I believe. And she does a lot of really cool stuff. She's an expert affiliate marketer and manager, a publisher, a business coach, a blogger, and all these other cool things that we'll be talking about. And I'm really stoked to pick Nicole's brain today about a number of things that I'm actually really curious about, which we'll get to in a minute. She's got a number of websites under her name. I already mentioned NicoleOnTheNet.com. That's her blog. SheLancers.com, OutsourceWeekly.com, JustAddSweat.com. web traffic basics, and easyplr.com. And I'm sure she's got a number of other sites too. So, I mean, you could tell she knows what she's doing. She's got multiple streams of income working for her. So, Nicole, thanks again for joining us today. Would you be willing to share exactly how you got started doing business online?
Oh, sure. Everybody has their story, right?
Right, right.
First of all, I would like to thank you for having me here today.
Oh, no
And
problem.
I just want to tell you that I love what you're doing. I'm a huge fan of your blog. Ever since I found it, I just love it. I devour it.
Oh,
It's fabulous.
thank
So,
you. I really appreciate that.
yeah, I think you're doing fabulous things. I'm impressed. So, my story, let's see. Back in September of 2001, of course, we know that September 11th, 2001 was when our world changed.
Hmm.
And my daughter was born 9 days later. So it was kind of an interesting time in a lot of our lives. And it was also an interesting time in my life because my daughter was born on September 20th, 2001. And my husband was laid off from his job a week after that.
Oh, wow. So you had all
So
these kinds of things going on at the same time.
yeah, I am very blessed that I did not have it worse. I know many people had it much worse than I did, but we went from, I had a 4.5-year-old boy and then my brand new baby girl, and we went from one very nice income and living in our dream house to no income overnight. And I watched my husband go through that and suffer, and it was not fun and it was not fair to him. So that's when I decided that we needed some more control and some more stability in our lives
Mhm.
because the pressure on him was unbearable. And it was really, I feel unfair for it to all be on his shoulders, but I couldn't really do anything because I had the baby.
Right.
And so I started looking around then, and I took the long route to where I am today. I went through direct sales. I went through, spamming my links on message boards, and I went the whole route. I made baby bracelets for a while and dabbled and explored and tried to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up and how I could contribute. And
Mhm.
so basically, eventually in 2004, I set up my first website. It's ugly, ugly. It was ugly. It was hideously ugly. And yeah, I sometimes I go back to the way back when machine and look at it just for a good laugh. But it was showmomthemoney.com, and I still own that site. And I enjoyed writing, and I enjoyed playing around with it. And then I started to monetize, and I started to make a few pennies, and I was like, wow, that was kind of easy.
Yeah, right. I mean, I felt the same way when I first started. I mean, I implemented AdSense. Is that kind of what you did?
Mhm, that's how I started, exactly.
It's such a good
And
feeling just to get even just like 10 cents. You're like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic.
exactly. And so I know we're going to get into my little petri dishes in a bit because that's a question coming
Yeah,
up.
I
But
love that.
basically, I used that to figure out what markets were hot. And then I spun off sites, way too many sites. And I had a nice broad mass of niche websites. Again, way too many.
Mhm.
And I would not recommend taking the path I took, but I had all kinds, and I still do have many of my niche websites. I always say my niche websites are what pay my mortgage, and then my internet marketing money is my fun money
Mhm.
because I don't feel like I could talk about how to make money in niche markets unless I was actually doing it. So
Right, right.
that's where I learned most of what I know today, and that's still my playground where I go and experiment on things and see how it works, and then if it works, I teach it. If it doesn't, then chalk it up to another learning experience. But since then, I just have been basically watching what's worked, and I've been doing more of that and watching what hasn't worked and not doing
Not
that
doing that
anymore.
right.
And it's really pretty much been the foundation of my business. And now both my mom and my husband work for me, or with my husband works with me. He
Mhm.
doesn't like it when I says work for me, works with me in our company.
Works with you. Okay, got
with
it.
and my mom does work for me, and so it's been a long journey, but it's been a good one, and I've learned a lot from my mistakes, and I've learned a lot along the way, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
It seems like a lot of the most successful people, I come across always have those, hard times in their lives where they just learn so much, and their backs are kind of up against the wall, and I think that's when they perform best. So it seems like that's the same kind of story with you.
Exactly. If I could bottle that sink or swim feeling, I would be the world's best business coach.
Right? Yeah. I
Because
mean,
I know that with my clients. I mean, my mom was one of 11 children, and so she had a big family. I have many aunts and uncles,
mhm.
but they lived on a river, and the way they learned how to swim was that the older one would throw in the younger one, and it's sink or swim.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And so I think that is probably not the most loving way to learn.
No, it's a very
However,
stressful
it's
time.
effective. So yeah, I was put in that sink or swim situation, and I started paddling my little arms off, and it worked.
How would you recommend people to actually kind of maybe think that way, even though, maybe they have a 9 to 5 job and they just want to start something on the side, but, it really takes that almost pressure to be forced to do things that, that you might not be comfortable with, but will, get you results. How would you suggest to somebody, who may not be putting all their effort into their business because they don't have to?
Right. I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. One of the things that I like to do is run through a visualization with someone where you try to picture the fear of regret.
Hmm.
Since and the fear of regret has to be bigger than the fear of failure and the fear of success, because those are the things that hold people back. So if you're not in a situation where you have to get past your fear of failure and the fear of success, then I find that the next best thing is to look 10 years from now at the regret that you're going to be holding on to because you didn't go after it enough, because you didn't have to go after it.
Yeah,
So
I love that. I've never heard that before, but that's excellent advice. I mean, just thinking about the what if, we always have those what if situations, and they make us feel kind of bad sometimes, or, just make us really wonder what could have been. But if you
exactly.
kind of, like you said, think in the future and how you would think if you didn't act now, you might actually start doing stuff. So that's really great advice. Thank you.
Sure.
Um, So you said you were doing some niche marketing, and I'm interested because I'm kind of in the middle of this challenge with another blogger, Tyrone Shum from TyroneShum.com. He challenged me to a niche site duel, and we're both beginners at this, but we obviously have some experience online, and we're putting our experience behind this kind of experiment. And we just finished selecting our niches, which was a crazy process. I've never done anything like this before. So I'm interested to know kind of if you can give us any insight on how you approach finding a niche. I know everyone else has their different style, but
Mhm.
how do you approach finding a profitable niche?
Well, my motto is making the web and the world a better place. And that's been my motto ever since I started. And so I do things a lot differently than other people teach, and that is that I build quality sites in my niches. I don't look at it as a fast thing, throw up a junky website, drive traffic to it, and hope for the best.
Hmm.
I put up something that hopefully either my kids will get down the road or that I can sell because it'll be quite profitable and valuable. So it
That's
depends
awesome.
on it really depends on someone's attitude going forward. But I have websites that I set up in 2006 that I have not touched since then that still make $300 $400 a month, which I know isn't a lot of money, but it truly is passive.
Yeah.
But that's because I don't have to worry about Google dropping me. I don't have to worry about um, I, I just don't have to worry because I know it's a quality website.
Hmm.
So it is offering value. And if I do decide I'm tired with it later, then I can sell it for a nice profit. So going into a niche, it really has to be something that I'm interested in and where I feel like I'm improving people's lives in some way. And I know that's all warm and fuzzy
Hmm.
and but that's me. So I probably wouldn't set up a site just because I saw dollar signs there unless I actually thought it was going to be helping people in addition to making me money. Um, so it's hard because it has to be something I'm interested in. It has to be something that I'm going to be passionate about, something where I really feel like I'm making a difference and where I'm going to be profitable at the same time. So I don't dabble in widget niches.
Hmm.
I really try to build a business that's going to last the test of time, and that, like I said, is something that I can either sell or hand down to somebody.
Yeah, I really like that approach, and I'm finding that, I've done a few niche sites in the past where I just select a product based on, clickbait numbers and
Hmm.
profitability predictions and stuff, and they're not that interesting to me, and I can only write so much content about, you know, Farmville.
Yeah.
But like this recent niche site that I'm doing, which is about security guard training. My mom's a security guard, and I'm really actually quite interested in this industry. And I feel like the content that I'm actually writing on this niche site is actually a lot more genuine. And if someone were to come to the site, I'd actually feel good about it.
Right.
So hopefully in the future, like kind of following your footsteps, Google will find me out and put me up there in the top rankings because it has quality information on it, and it's not just there to make money, but also to give people information that they can use.
Exactly. And then I also always put an autoresponder sequence, like a year-long autoresponder sequence on those sites. So I get the repeat traffic too. And so I also get referral traffic because I ask the people that sign up for the list to refer friends. And
Hmm.
so it is a valuable site. I don't like to game the system because my business is too important for me to gamble on.
Right.
So I've always had the strategy of offering value. So if someone runs across a Nicole Dean site and it doesn't have my name on it, but it's one of my sites, that they will be better off for having found that rather than just landing on some crap site that somebody threw up in 5 minutes and have been gaming Google, because Google's smart and getting smarter all the time, and
Hmm.
they pay my mortgage. I'm not messing around with them.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you are making the web a better place, and if only everyone had that same mindset, then we wouldn't come across these crappy websites.
Yeah.
Um, Going back to what you just mentioned about your autoresponder on your niche sites, how many? You said you had a kind of a year long, autoresponder campaign. How often are you hitting these people up? Like once a week? So that's like 52 or different emails, or yeah, how often are you hitting them up?
Yes, I start off quicker because I usually offer like a 7 days to blank,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
3 days, three secrets of whatever. And so I start off more frequently, and then I go to about once every 7 to 10 days after that.
Okay, cool. And I have another follow up question on niche sites. Sorry, I'm like totally interested in this. I'm sure everyone listening out there is too. Um, so I remember you saying you started like a crazy amount of websites, niche sites, and obviously these are all things that you are passionate about, or else you wouldn't have started them, right?
Hmm.
Um, do you use like a pen name, or how do you separate Nicole from these sites, or do you keep Nicole on all these sites?
That's so funny because I just got back from NAMS, the niche affiliate marketing system, and that topic came up so often there
Really?
that people are just fascinated by it. And to me, it's just part of my life, so I don't even think about it.
Hmm.
But yes, I do have pen names. I have personas, and each one has a I don't know if it's a mnemonic. I guess that's not the right way to describe it. But for instance, if I were to create a site about car safety,
Uh-huh.
then my pen name would probably be like Sally Saturn or Sarah Ford or something, so I
Nice.
can
I
keep
like that.
track.
I'm actually using a pen name on my security guard niche website. It's Pete Chamberlain, and it's totally random. I wish I thought of something more creative, like
It helps as you have more pen names so you can remember who you are.
yeah, right. That's so funny. Well, that's good. I feel a little bit better about that because I've had a little bit of backlash because people are coming to me and saying, Pat, well, you should be totally transparent and honest wherever you are online, and I kind of disagree. Like I kind of want to separate, you know, my niche sites from smart passive income, for example. So
Well, my opinion is as long as you're not trying to pass yourself off as a doctor, lawyer, financial advisor, or
Yeah.
something like that, you're just setting up an informational site, then that's fine. One other thing I recommend doing is setting up a community. If you're not comfortable with a pen name, set up a community where other people become the experts. So a community blog where you bring in columnists and guest bloggers, and
Hmm.
so you have this you're just basically the overseer of all the other experts. So you can still have the big site, the authority site. You can still make money on it, but if you're uncomfortable with having a different persona, then that's another way to just be the owner of the site, but have the other people be the experts, so you don't have to do that.
Hmm. Oh, that's fantastic. Good stuff. And we mentioned petri dishes just a while ago, and this came about because I remember listening to an interview of yours. Actually, it was with Mark Mason, where you
Hmm.
compared doing online business to petri dishes, and I thought that was a fantastic analogy. And I was hoping you might want to share it with our listeners because I thought that was really cool.
Of course. In the offline world, to start a business is extremely expensive and it's a huge commitment. I mean, you have to go to get lenders, investors, all that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Even if you wanted to buy like a McDonald's franchise, I mean, that's a colossal investment.
Absolutely.
But with your online business, it's like $10 to set up a new business. So you're able to experiment, and people are so fearful of making a mistake or to committing to something in online business. And I always say, just look at it as a little petri dish. You put something in there, see if it sprouts. If it does, great, run with it. If it doesn't, then oh well, move on to something that is. And so what I did is, like I said, my first site was showmomthemoney.com. And what I would do is go into my stats and I would look and see where I was getting traffic from Google naturally. And I was like, well, obviously it's easy to rank for these things. And obviously people are looking for information on these things because I'm getting traffic for them without even trying. And so then I would take that information and let Google tell me what I should create my sites in, and anything that I saw there that I found or I thought that I could offer value, I would grow that section of that website, but I would also spin off a website on that same topic.
Hmm.
So I set up too many niche sites, not as many as some people, but too many for me personally. Um, but
How much is too
uh,
many?
I had about 100 websites.
Wow.
And that was too many for me.
Hmm.
And now I'm down to only 80 domain names total. So I probably only have like 50 real websites. I'd have to count again. But the thing is it's easy to set up a website. But then what people forget is after you set it up, you have to, the internet, marketing part of internet marketing comes in. That word marketing is the important word
Right.
there. And so the marketing begins at that point. And so if you have 100 websites, then that's 100 websites that you need to market if you want to make money from them. So it became a big beast and it was very stressful, and I learned how to outsource very well, and I still do, but it's too much mental clutter for me personally. I'd rather have just a handful of really good, valuable, authority, money-making websites than to have a whole bunch of little ones out there that I have to keep track of. So
Hmm.
yeah, I let go of some of my personas and I let go of a lot of my websites, and I'm much more relaxed now.
No more Sally Saturn. Um, yeah, I think that. For those of you out there who don't know what a petri dish, it's like something you use in chem lab or bio to put something. It's like a little plastic dish, and usually you put some type of, I don't know, bacteria, and then you put it in this thing to see how much it grows or whatnot. Or you put samples of stuff in there to see kind of what's going to happen. And I think that's a great analogy because petri dishes are only like 10 cents, and
Hmm.
you can set up a whole bunch of them and see what works and run off of that, just like you said. So that's great advice. I the offline to online comparison, you know, really strikes a chord with a lot of people because offline there's so much involved, and online, like you said, it just takes just a little bit of time and a
Yeah.
little bit of money. So
Especially now that we have WordPress. When I started, we didn't have WordPress. So it was much more difficult to put up a website. But now it's like you buy a domain and 2 clicks later you've got a blog.
Yeah, I think I had for my niche site, the most recent one, it took me about 3 hours to set up everything, including putting up my first post, and it was nothing. It was
Hmm.
absolutely no work at all. So I like to switch topics as we finish up here to something that I know very little about. Up until last week, I actually haven't even heard of it, or I've actually heard of the term, but didn't know what it was or how it worked. And the term I'm talking about is PLR, or private label rights. And I'm totally in the dark with what PLR is, and what is private label rights stuff.
Well, the way there's all kinds of opinions on PLR. A lot of people think that it's just crap. Is it okay that I say crap?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Crap away.
A lot of people think that it's just crap and that it's absolutely pointless. But I mean, you know my motto is to make the web and the world a better place.
Mm,
And so the stuff that I teach and that I sell is not crap. It's actually a valuable tool for bloggers, affiliate marketers, and internet marketers. And what PLR is, in this instance, we'll talk about articles.
sure.
Basically, it's article drafts that you can purchase very affordably. So, like my site, which they can get to at smartpassiveincome.com/PLR. That's Pat's affiliate link. If you go there, I hire writers and editors that write articles and edit them, really quality stuff. These are college educated people. And then I sell these articles to multiple bloggers and affiliate marketers. Normally, about 75 to 100 people buy them. And then each of those people can take those articles, edit and enhance them with their own thoughts and ideas, and use them as a shortcut when they need ideas for blogging. So when you're staring at a blank screen on your blog and you need something to write about, you can take either a paragraph out of a PLR article, you can take a whole article, or you can consolidate articles and combine them. Edit them as much as you want. You don't have to link to anybody. And it's basically a draft that can shortcut your blogging process and help you to add value to your blog without having to work so darn hard.
Oh, well, okay. So that's pretty cool, especially if you're getting into like a niche that you may not be totally familiar with. So there's
Mm,
these kind of pre-structured articles already written for you that you can kind of put your own voice in. Is that
yes.
now? Why would I? I'm just throwing out a whole bunch of questions because I don't know anything about this.
Mhm.
Hope that's okay. What is the benefit of using PLR instead of, say, like a ghostwriter?
Well, like I said, I'm also someone that outsources a lot. So I work with a lot, usually around, I have about 15 people I pay each month.
Mhm.
So I deal with a lot of outsourcing, and it's not easy. And outsourcing can be very difficult, especially when you're trying to find quality writers,
Right,
because
right.
either they're going to be very expensive, or they may not get your voice right. They could just be plagiarizing stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things to jump through when you're dealing with writers.
Hmm.
And some writers charge between $10 and $75 an article. 75 is definitely on the high end, but you can pay $10 per article. Whereas with PLR, you're paying about $1 per article because the cost is split between multiple websites or multiple customers. So there's less work for you, less hassle, lower cost, and you can let me deal with the writers.
So, if I was a blogger who got PLR and I knew that other people were kind of using the same articles or on their own sites, I'd be a little worried about duplicate content. So, is that something I should worry about, or is the purpose of PLR actually just kind of just to be a structure that we can add our own voice to, and that way we wouldn't have to worry about duplicate content?
Great question, and that's actually a very common question. The way I recommend that people get around this is when you buy a set of PLR articles, I recommend that you stick them into your blog as drafts.
Hmm.
So just right away, get them off your hard drive, get them into your blog, save each one as a separate draft. And that way, when you are having writer's block or you're about to go on vacation, or something, you can just go into those, add and enhance them, and you'll be set. I would not recommend loading an entire blog with PLR articles. But as far as a lot of people teach you to rewrite PLR, but I prefer not to rewrite content just to rewrite it, because I think that's kind of pointless,
Right.
and because most people have their own knowledge, their own experience, their own stories to add. So I like to say to go in and enhance the content, add graphics, even
Right.
adding a call to action, adding stories, adding uh, case studies, anything that you can add to that will make it different than anyone else that's bought it. And in all honesty, most people that buy PLR never use it. So
Mm.
there isn't nearly as much direct competition as you might think.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it sits on their hard drive, which again is why I recommend you stick it right into your blog as a draft. So next time you don't feel like blogging, it's sitting there ready to help you to get your post written.
Right. What would PLR material be something that we'd be allowed to use, say, on article websites?
I don't recommend that.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. One is that sites like Easing Articles has a very good program for detecting duplicate content.
Hmm.
So you'll get caught and probably get in trouble. And the other reason is just because you don't want to look bad if other people have the same article up there and they might think that you stole their content or vice versa.
Right.
I recommend using it on your own blog, in your e-zines, and to create products and free reports. Those are the ways that I like to recommend using them.
Okay. Yeah, that was my next question. Is what were the best practices with using PLR for bloggers and internet marketers? How and where should I use them? So you mentioned obviously your blogs, like newsletters, and
Mhm.
and like kind of free reports and products to maybe drive people into your newsletter.
Exactly. And as far as best practices go, as long as you know your customer and you keep them in mind and what's best for them and how you can help them, then using the PLR is just another tool to do that.
Right. Very cool. So if you're interested in looking for more for PL material, you can head on over to smartpassiveincome.com/PLR and look that up. I mean, how you won't know if there's articles about your specific niche until you go there and just search for what you have, right? Like, or are there articles in every single niche available?
Oh, no.
Okay, okay,
No. And we do sell out quite quickly for when we release content on certain topics. So check back often and make sure you get on the newsletter notification list, because we usually release new content once or twice a week.
very cool. I think Mark Mason, who is actually joining Tyrone and I in this niche challenge, is using PLR material is using PLR and enhanced PLR material, excuse me, on his guitar website, and it's already up, and it looks like it's a really professional site because of the content that he already has on it. So that's very cool. So again, that's smartpassiveincome.com/PLR. And as we finish up, I just have a few more questions for you. You are an expert and you know what you're doing. What 2 tips would you give to people who are just getting started to help them become successful?
The first thing is to pick one model. There are about a bazillion ways to make money online, and bazillions on the low end.
Right, right.
So pick one model and stick with it, and take that and run with it until you start to get profitable. And the other thing is find one mentor, preferably someone that is teaching the model that you've picked, because
Right.
that'll make your life a lot easier. So pick one model for making money online, and then find a mentor that can help you to get to profit, because otherwise you're going to be so distracted running in circles after every different thing that crosses your inbox that it's
Hmm.
going to really slow down your progress.
Yeah, I have to just reiterate that last point. Finding a mentor is really important for me. When I got started, actually, I had a couple, but I think just one would be enough. And
Hmm.
the people who there's a ton of people out there who are willing to help, who were in your shoes not too long ago, who know where you're coming from and would be happy to offer their advice. So, I mean, you just got to ask. Don't be afraid to ask.
Right. And don't think you have to know everything at first. Just pick the one thing you're going to learn. And after you've done that, then you can go on and learn the next thing. You don't have to learn list building, affiliate marketing, blogging, info products, coaching. You don't have to learn how to do all that right out of the gate. Just pick one thing, do it, and then you can move on to the next.
Right. Perfect. And second to last, actually, 2 tips for people who already have a presence online, who have already began their internet business journey, but are looking to take things to a whole new level. What would you recommend for those people?
Oh, definitely. The first thing would be to focus on what's working and do more of it. That's, I mean, plain and simple. It sounds obvious, but nobody does it.
Right.
Look at where the money is coming from and replicate and duplicate that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much easier than always looking at new things. Just look at what's working and where the money's coming from and do it more.
Yep, the 80-20 rule.
And the second, what was that?
Oh, I was saying the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, exactly. And the other part of that, of course, is saying no to distractions. I've made much more money in my business from saying no than I ever have in saying yes. Because every time I say no to something, it allows me to focus on the things that do make me money. And that's just, it's key. It's absolutely key. Otherwise, your brain is just on overdrive and you're running in circles and making no progress whatsoever. So do more of what's working, do less of what isn't. Don't be afraid to say no. Opportunity will continue to knock. Trust me.
That's really great advice, and advice that I will take to heart because I need to hear that quite often. So, lastly, I like to ask all the interviews here, kind of what's working for you right now. What is something that you're doing right now with your online businesses that people can apply for themselves at this very moment?
One thing that I just recently done is to set up a blog plan. So I've got each day of the week, Monday through Friday, has a different theme, but I haven't posted that it has a theme. It's
Mm-hmm.
just for my own inspiration and for my own planning because I don't want to feel like I'm tied to it by, announcing it to everybody and then feeling trapped because I'm kind of a free spirit in case you didn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
So I know each day of the week what I plan to blog about, and it's really made blogging a lot more fun, and it's allowed me to relax and enjoy it a little more. And my traffic is definitely increased since I've been doing this. So like I said, this is not posted on my blog, but I have Monday is motivation, Tuesday is how-tos, Wednesday I do a weird niche Wednesday, Thursday I do an expert briefs where it's a composite post where I ask people that I respect and admire to answer questions, and then I compile those. Well, my virtual assistant does.
Mm-hmm.
But then Friday is free content Friday. So
That's
even though
true.
that isn't
I didn't notice that before, but now that you mention it, that I see that pattern now.
Yes, exactly. And so they don't expect it every week, but when I sit down, I know exactly what I'm doing, and it frees up my mind and it makes blogging a lot more fun again. So
Yeah,
that is something that I've been doing lately that has been working.
that's great. I mean, I sort of do something similar. Every first Monday of the month, I do my income report, and I don't even have to think about what to write. It's just automatic,
Mm-hmm.
and it does make it a lot easier. So that's really, really cool advice, and something that I think a lot of people can apply. Maybe not every day or every week, but just looking to do things a certain way consistently, and it will improve your results definitely. So, Nicole, thank you so much for spending time with us today. If people want to learn more about you, I know you're everywhere on the internet. Where should they go to find you?
Well, the best place is my blog, NicoleOnTheNet.com, and it's NICOLE on the net.com.
All right. And do you have like a Twitter we can all say hi to you at?
Oh yeah, Nicole Dean.
There you go.
And
NICOLEDEAN.
yes, and please comment on my blog. I do read them all. That is not outsourced. I read them. I don't get a chance to answer them all, but I do personally read every comment that is left on my blog.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you, Nicole. Really appreciate it. And if you're not following Nicole or you've never heard of her before, just go to her blog, NicoleOnTheNet.com, and she knows what she's talking about. I've learned a lot from her, and I'm sure there's a lot more we can learn from her too. So thank you again, and have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks. Bye. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Nicole Dean from NicoleOnTheNet.com. Check her out. She's awesome. She definitely knows what she's talking about. If you want to look into PLR material for maybe a niche site that you're doing that you might not know much about, you can go to smartpassiveincome.com/PLR. That's my affiliate link for her really inexpensive PLR articles, private liberal rights articles that are available in a number of different categories. So you can go check that out. Thank you guys again for taking the time to listen. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. We're growing so fast. This podcast is, in the top charts on iTunes now, thanks to you. So, if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Stop over to smartpassiveincome.com for the show notes and hit up ebooksthesmartway.com to get your free ebook by me that'll teach you how to write a killer ebook too. And that's it. So I'll see you in the 10th session, which will be out in the next 2 weeks. And take care. Keep killing it out there. And I wish you all the best. Take care and bye.
Thanks for listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast at www.smartpassiveincome.com.
Have you dreamt about being your own boss, but still haven't made the first steps to making that dream a reality? Well, I get that. Starting a business can feel super overwhelming with legal forms, paperwork, finances. It's a lot. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about Taylor Brands. Taylor is a complete business builder designed to make launching your business simple and stress-free. You can register your LLC in just minutes, keeping your personal assets and the business assets separate from day one. From there, you get access to everything you need to get off the ground. Legal documents, licenses and permits, invoicing and bookkeeping tools, and even a 100-day business coaching program, all designed to help you hit the ground running. You'll also get a free, personalized business plan, branding tools, and so much more. And of course, listeners of this show get an exclusive 35% discount to get started. All you have to do is head to taylorbrands.com/SPI. That's TAILORBRANDS.com/SPI. Stop dreaming, start building with Taylor Brands. I get it. You want to grow your business, but selling at scale feels overwhelming. You're drowning in complicated funnels, creating different lead magnets, or constantly posting on social media. And that gets exhausting fast, especially when you're trying to sell to hundreds or thousands of people. But what if you could sell at scale with a simple, powerful quiz? A score app quiz or assessment asks your audience key questions and gives them instant personalized results based on their answers. Your audience gets to know where they are now and shows them the steps they need to hit their goals. You can set up a quiz in minutes using Score App's templates and have a powerful lead magnet that'll do the selling for you. The best part is your audience actually wants to take this quiz, and you build huge amounts of trust before you even make a single offer. No hard sales, no chasing leads, just value at scale. Get 50% off the first 3 months using the discount code SPI. Just head to scoreapp.com/SPI. Again, that's scoreapp.com/SPI.